No matter how many matches we play, whenever our two countries meet on the cricket pitch, you can count on high drama and excitement. My guest tonight is intense and aggressive on field, warm and easygoing off it. I'm delighted to have a rendezvous with Pakistan's ace bowler and captain, Wasim Akram, and his accomplished wife, Huma. Wasim, it's such a pleasure to have you on my show today.
It's a pleasure to be here on the show, Simi.
Thank you. You learned your cricket in the narrow lanes of Old Lahore, right?
Yes, I do.
What was it like? Tell me about it.
Cricket, like you know, cricket is passion in India and in Pakistan. So I'm one of those young boys who started playing cricket on the roads, everywhere. Whenever I have the time, I used to play cricket with either tennis ball or cricket ball or cock ball. But cricket was like all the time was on TV and I was watching it every time, so I wanted to become a cricketer eventually.
पर सड़क पे खेलते थे तो ट्रैफिक का क्या हुआ?
ट्रैफिक चलती रहती थी.
What do you mean चलती रहती थी?
ट्रैफिक एक साइड पे, ट्रैफिक मेन रोड्स पे खेलते थे. हम एक साइड पे ऑन अ साइड पे वो विकेट लगा के, जिसमें वो बॉटल्स रखते हैं वो लगा के, तो उससे टेनिस बॉल से खेलते थे. जब बॉल जाता था गाड़ियों के आगे से तो वी यूज्ड टू वेट, गाड़ी गुजरे फिर हम भागते थे बॉल पकड़ने.
और उस वक्त भी was it very heated and passionate?
Yes, it was.
You were 10 years old at that time.
Yeah, 10 to 12 years old, I remember.
But then, at the age of 18, you played your first test match with New Zealand, 84-85.
Gee, I think I'm one of the luckiest people around in Pakistan, maybe, because I just got picked suddenly. Okay. I didn't know myself that I'm going to picked up so.
Did they come and see you playing on the sadak and then picked you? How did they pick you?
I think when I finished my school, that was in 1983, and at that time I was playing for my school team. This guy Khalid Mahmood Saab, he lives in Mazang, where my nani is from. From there he saw me, he said, "You must go and play with cricket ball." I said, "No, it's okay." I said, "It's itni garmi hai, kaun jayega cricket ball se khele?" He said, "Okay, I'll take you." So he used to carry me in his cycle for first 3 months on his cycle. So I started my cricket after my school.
But you hadn't learnt how to bowl, did you, or was it just instinctive?
I think just instinctive. I knew what to do in a way. I just knew to run and bowl and pitch there.
So when you had your test debut in 1984-85 with New Zealand, against New Zealand?
Against New Zealand, in New Zealand.
You didn't know what a Yorker is at that time, did you?
No, I didn't. It was in Sri Lanka when जब one day cricket नहीं आ रही थी दुनिया में. That was in 1986, I remember. Asantha Demal was batting and I was getting hammered all over the place. And Imran came up to me, Captain Imran Bhai said, "Wasim, try to bowl him a Yorker." I said, I never bowled a Yorker in my life, what should I do? So after that game, he took me to the nets and मुझे उन्होंने बताया कि try to hit the top of the stump. When you try to hit the top of the stump, the ball अपने आप नीचे आके base में लगेगी. In the next game, I got 4 wickets. Three of the wickets were on the Yorker.
Okay. When you started your test debut, you, like most bowlers, it was an undistinguished duck, right?
Yeah.
But people forget, I mean, your bowling has created such sensations that people forget you made a highest test score of 257 runs.
Yeah, जब मैंने क्रिकेट शुरू किया, always wanted to be a batsman. I think हर bowler की ये ख्वाहिश होती है कि वो बैटिंग ज़रूर सीखे. जी बिल्कुल. But I think I didn't do justice with my batting talents. That's what I think.
But double century is amazing. How did you feel?
Oh, I felt out of the world because for me getting 10 wickets or 5 wickets is sort of अब आके तो मतलब कि चलो जी मेरी विकेटें मिल गई, खुशी हुई, it's finished. But getting 250 was like dream come true for me, and I enjoyed that moment. और अभी तक सोच के enjoy करता हूँ. अपनी टीम के लड़कों को तंग करता हूँ. All the batsmen, so I go at them all the time.
Actually, this test score, I think there's only Botham and Sagari Sobers who've made.
All round. I think only 2 of them made double hundreds, जो कि all rounder थे, but they were great batsmen. मेरे से तो comparison कर ही नहीं सकते उनका आप.
Asha, what for you will be the summit?
I think now I've done everything in cricket field. I've got wickets, I've got runs, I've got laurels for my country. I would like to just win a World Cup. One more World Cup would be a dream come true for me.
But what about breaking Kapil Dev's record of 434 wickets?
कपिल देव record भी it's एक गोल है मेरे लिए, मगर अभी कपिल जी के लिए तो it's 434. अब कोटनी वॉल्श को भी देखना कि how far he's going.
He's already got a head start on you, Wasim.
Yeah,
जल्दी करना पड़ेगा.
जल्दी करना पड़ेगा. I'll definitely have a go.
Yeah, you should.
चाहूँगा ज़रूर जी.
Tell me, as a batsman, which bowler do you dread facing?
I think in 1990s Malcolm Marshall was very difficult. बड़ा मुश्किल बॉलर था because वो एक तो छोटे से कद के हैं और ऊपर से बहुत स्किटी थे और ठीक ठाक पेस थी उनकी, और मैं being a sort of mediocre batsman बड़ा मुश्किल था उनको खेलना मुझे. In my opinion, I think he's one of the best bowlers the world have ever produced.
And today, who do you dread facing?
Today अब तो I'm batting number 8, कोई भी आ जाए, it doesn't matter now. I'm gonna have a go. जहाँ भी बॉल आया उसको मारा, ठीक है. लग गई अगर आउट हो गए तो बाहर आ गया. But at least then I think now इतना एक्सपीरियंस हो गया, अब वो डर नहीं लगता किसी को खेलने से.
Okay, as a bowler, which batsman do you dread bowling to?
I think so far, touch wood, किसी से डर नहीं लगा. I think nobody, because I'm confident on my bowling. मुझे confidence है, so I don't mind कि कोई भी मेरे सामने आ जाए. So far.
Okay. Are you superstitious, Wasim?
I think as far as जो मैंने देखा है पिछले 15 सालों में, every cricketer is a bit superstitious.
What are your superstitions?
At time, it's बड़ी अजीब सी चीज़ें होती हैं कि अभी right shoes पहले पहनना है तो right sock पहले पहनी है, पैड भी मैं right पहले पहनता हूँ, glove भी right पहले पहनता हूँ, काफ़ी चीज़ें करता हूँ. I don't know, maybe millions of them. I don't even remember. वो शर्ट अगर एक से आउट कर ली तो नेक्स्ट डे अगर वही शर्ट धुलानी भी नहीं, वही पहननी है. They all do it. It's not just me. They all do it.
You've been in and out of the Pakistani team for a certain period of time, and in that period of time there were about 6 captains in 2 years. क्या रहा था?
Politics is part of our culture, as you know. It doesn't matter if it's sport, if it's mohalle ki committee, whatever.
Yes.
It is part of it. So it's in cricket as well, and you have to just you have to learn how to be a politician. And I believe I've learned a bit now. A bit too late, but I've learned a bit now.
Since 1994, there have been scandals and controversies in Pakistani cricket. Bribery, corruption, match fixing, betting.
Yeah.
How do you deal with these allegations?
I suffered a lot mentally, physically, but again, I would like to thank my wife Huma and my family. They really backed me up. They knew I haven't done anything wrong. I believe कि अगर मैंने कुछ गलत किया होता, अभी तक जो इंडिया टूर से हम शुरू हुई है पूरी पाकिस्तान टीम, they have been doing so well. अभी in our religion हम तो कहते हैं कि अगर मैंने गलत किया तो अल्लाह मियाँ उसकी सज़ा हमें यहीं देगा. और जो भी मेरे पे इल्ज़ाम लगे हैं वो सारे किसी के पास कोई सबूत नहीं. देयर इज़ नो एविडेंस ऑफ इट. इट्स जस्ट कि उसने उसमें बैटिंग ऑर्डर चेंज किया था, उसने बॉलर को चेंज किया था. बीइंग अ कैप्टन आई कैन चेंज बैटिंग ऑर्डर. आई हैव टू चेंज बैटिंग ऑर्डर्स एट टाइम्स. एट टाइम्स मेरे डिसीजन सही होते हैं, एट टाइम मेरे डिसीजन गलत होते हैं. दैट्स व्हाट पीपल हैव टू एक्सेप्ट कि जब जीतोगे तो एवरीथिंग इज ओके.
How do you handle the pressures and expectation of your countrymen? Because in 1996, the World Cup quarter-final in Bangalore, your house was stoned and you had death threats.
It was very difficult. बड़ा मुश्किल था मेरे लिए, मेरी फैमिली के लिए. मुझे जो उस हार के बाद दुख ये हुआ था कि एक बंदे ने इतनी एक क्रिकेटर ने, ही इज बीन प्लेइंग फॉर हिज कंट्री फॉर 15 years and working hard, और उसको कुछ कहने का मौका भी नहीं दिया गया. आई वाज इंजर्ड, एवरीबडी न्यू आई वाज इंजर्ड. जो भी उस टीम में उस वक्त कप्तान था या लड़के थे जिन्होंने ब्लेम डालना था उस हार का, उन्होंने किसी ना किसी को तो डालना था. तो आई वाज द स्केपगोट कि मेरे पर उन्होंने ब्लेम डाल दिया कि इसकी वजह से हम मैच हारे हैं. भाई एक बंदा, ही इज नॉट प्लेइंग इवन इन द 11, ही इज नॉट इवन ऑन द फील्ड. How can he change the course of the game? I just want to know one thing very simple. That's all. I mean, मैं बहुत डिसहार्ट हुआ था, बहुत ज़्यादा. मेरे करीबी दोस्तों तक ने मेरा यकीन नहीं था किया. So I can imagine what I went through as a person. मैं क्रिकेट छोड़ रहा था बिल्कुल, मगर then I realized my wife, my family told me कि अगर तुम क्रिकेट छोड़ोगे, that's what they want. मैंने कहा okay, I'll try to play another 3-4 years and tell them I can still play. And Allah ka fazal hai ke we are doing quite well as a team.
When you lose to India, do you dread going home?
Yeah, we do. We all, it's not just me, I think the whole team. एक टीम नहीं, पिछले 15 सालों में जितनी भी टीमों में खेला हूँ सबके साथ ये होता है. सब डरते हैं कि यार अब जाएंगे, अब क्या होगा. So this is this is just not on. It's not fair with sportsmen either from either countries.
Do you get nervous before an India-Pakistan match?
I used to. Now we are playing so often that nervousness is gone. No, I do get nervous. I think both sides do get nervous before India-Pakistan game because it's a different pressure.
But tell me, do you put in that extra yards of pace when you're playing with India? That little extra something,
yeah,
does it come in?
The extra definitely is there. अब जैसे पिछला final था, India have recently played a final in Bangalore, and obviously I being a captain, I geared up my boys, of course mentioning them the Bangalore defeat we had it in 96 World Cup, and that's the psyche, you have to use it at times, and the boys were geared up like anything.
So what do you say to them in the dressing rooms?
I can't just tell exact words because
Corner tigers.
No, I just said that when we were here last time we got hammered by the Indians, and the crowd really had a go at us afterwards. I explained to them in Urdu and in much more sort of proper way. Unko samajh aayi, and then got little, they were like, people like Shoaib Akhtar, the young fast bowler we have, in the morning he's saying that my heartbeat is going faster. So that's a good sign before a big game that the youngsters are really raring to go.
But you have to psych them up.
Yeah, body language is very important on cricket field for opposition. Yeah. If your body language is positive, you're walking back, your chest is up and head is high, तो वो दूसरी टीम को थोड़ा फर्क पड़ता, psychological edge होती है.
Wasim, when you play against India, are we the enemy? Is it like war?
Players का जहाँ तक ताल्लुक है, हम players we get along very well, but yes.
We are.
On cricket field, just in cricketing terms, yes. हम जो खेलते हैं हम ये कहते हैं हमने इनसे जीतना है और हर हाल में जीतना है. At any cost, we have to win against India. That's the psyche we use here when we play against India. It's sort of a plus point कि उन्हें थोड़ा सा बताना पड़ता है कि इनसे जीतना बहुत ज़रूरी है. जीतोगे तो पाकिस्तान जाके you'll be a bigger hero and your name will be all over. You'll be everything. So that's the plus we have. Maybe Indians भी करते होंगे शायद हमारे खिलाफ.
Tell me what goes on in the centre pitch which we don't hear.
Quite a few things. Obviously aggression भी होता है, कई दफ़ा लड़ाई भी होती है प्लेयर्स की, वो एक दूसरे से वर्बल एक्सचेंजेस भी होते हैं. जवानी में मैंने बहुत कुछ किया है क्रिकेट फील्ड पे, बहुत लोगों को had a go at them, but now I just sit back and see my youngster doing it.
But you guys swear a lot because it looks like you do.
Everybody does.
Yeah?
Not we, everybody does, जी. In a proper way. Now the referee is outside. अगर वो देख लेगा, if you're doing it openly, he can ban us or fine us. But जब over खत्म होता है, then you have a go, वहाँ से जाते कर जाते हैं. It's just to upset.
क्या जाओगे?
I can't just say exactly or literally कि क्या कहते हैं, but of course कि वो कहने वाला नहीं है TV पे loves.
Okay. But tell me, what are the things that a bowler does to irritate a batsman?
Quite a few things. If I am as a bowler, I have a go at every batsman. If I am bowling at someone, अगर सचिन है, O'Brien Lara है, whoever, वो एक दफ़ा beat होता है, उसे कहते हैं leave the bat inside the dressing room, play without it. You don't need it because you're not nicking one, not middling one.
You see these things?
Yeah, we all say these things, just to upset them. Or either you have a go, either वो हमें मारते हैं या out हो जाते हैं. So it's a gamble you take. You can't just keep quiet and go back and ball and go back and ball. You have to, अपने आप को भी तो साइड करना होता है आपने.
तो बैट्समैन बेचारा क्या कहता है?
कुछ नहीं, जो अक्लमंद होते हैं वो चुप हो जाते हैं. They just look at you and keep quiet and think about the game. और
I'll fix you later.
और जो थोड़े youngsters होते हैं वो you know they get angry और उनका rush you know hot blood shot मार के out हो जाते हैं. So that's
it works.
Yeah, it works. It works at times, surely.
Sachin recalls his first Test debut, Karachi, 1989. He was all of 16, and you bowled him 4 bouncers.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
I remember that game very well. I was in Sialkot, and it was a very quick wicket as well. I think he was 16 and I must have been 22, 23 at that time.
He thought he'd never play Test cricket again. He was so mean.
I think at highest level you have to be mean. You can't just see that he's 14 years old, turn and pitch him up and wo tumko chauke chike maar hai. But look at this, I mean, there's such a talented player now. He's one of the best players in the world.
That's right. So 10 years later, how does it feel bowling to him now?
I think it feels, I mean, it's always fun to play against the better batsmen, better sports people. I mean, it's fun watching him as well playing cricket when he's getting runs, not against Pakistan, against other teams. He's up there with Brian Lara, Saeed Anwar. They 3-4 जो हैं mark वो and वो match winner है. मगर एक problem है सचिन कि Indian team से कि they rely on him so much. It's too much pressure on him, not on the Indian team, on him. I mean, what psyche we used on Indian tour was to get Sachin out and get the whole team out, and that's exactly what happened.
So he's your prize wicket?
He's prize wicket for any team because the whole team is relying on him so much. That's what we felt, and that's what we think as a team.
Tell me, these friendship tours, these cricket friendship tours, can they bring about peace between our nations?
I think so. I think this is the first step, and now after the step, the आपने देखी बस भी गई और बस से यहाँ भी नहीं है. I think eventually now I think people of both sides, most people, वो तंग आ गए हैं लड़ के कि अगर हम इकट्ठे हो जाएं, अगर हम एक दूसरे से you know लड़ें ना या कुछ ऐसा ना करें तो हम भी एक फोर्स बन सकते हैं पूरी दुनिया में.
सही बात. It's delightful to have you here. I'm really happy you could make it.
Thank you.
Now, you are a qualified hypnotherapist, psychotherapist, degrees in psychology, English literature, European history. Have I missed out anything?
Yes, that's right. That's right.
You're also Wasim's wife.
Yes.
What exactly does a hypnotherapist do?
Right. Hypnosis is a side thing. I'm a psychotherapist, basically. That's the main thing. I use hypnosis because it involves trance states. And when you're in a trance or in a state of relaxation, you are more susceptible and open to suggestion to correct whatever problem or difficulty you have. Hypnosis is just one of the small sort of assisting factors in psychotherapy. But everyone loves the sound of it and everyone loves hearing about hypnosis and can you really hypnotize me? And it's not that dramatic.
Can you though?
Yes, I do. But it's not like, you see in the films and you're totally out of your senses and, it's not like that at all. You know exactly what's happening and because it's being used for therapeutic purposes, you have to know what's happening.
So tell me, in what ways have you been able to heal your husband?
Like I said, just being supportive, being there when you need to talk. A lot of people think that I make a lot of decisions. I don't. At the most, I can lay them out for him. At the end of the day, he makes his decisions. If he wants to go on the next tour or not go, for example, at that time there was this big controversy about he didn't feel like going to New Zealand because his world collapsed. The boys that he's lived with for 10 years just turned round. So he didn't feel like going. So I told him, I said, this would happen if you would go, and this can happen if you don't go, and this is, you know, it's,
And now
but
you
the
decide.
decision is yours, yeah.
Have you used psychotherapy or hypnotherapy on him?
I won't get hypnotized by my
You
wife.
can't?
No.
Actually, you're not supposed
Have
to.
you allowed yourself to?
No.
That's the problem.
Yes.
Allow
He
yourself
never
to
admits when
hypnotize.
he's
अपनी
wrong.
बीवी
I
के
know
साथ
it.
अपनी बीवी को तो नहीं ना मुझे hypnotize करके सब कुछ ही मेरे से पूछ ले.
It's
I don't
not
think
like
so.
that. You can't do that.
You lots of secrets.
I'm not taking any risks, Huma.
But you know, there are many times where he's going to come out with, I'll tell him that you do this and you did that and this is what you were thinking. He's like, you're not in my mind. You don't know. Stop it now.
नहीं,
So it's
quite a
like-
few times वो सही कहती है कि
But
तुम
he
ये
doesn't
सोच रहे हो,
admit
मगर मैं agree नहीं करता. Wife है ना, अगर इसका agree कर
Power.
लिया
You're
तो-
giving her power then.
Exactly.
So he doesn't. So I let him believe what he wants to.
I mean, we
As
know
long as I
better.
know.
You both met in 1986.
It's a long time ago, yes. I met her in a party in Karachi. I live
At our
in Lahore.
neighbors.
Huh? A neighbor's party.
That's right. I didn't know who he was. I'm not a cricket fan at all.
That's
I
true.
don't watch matches now. I never have.
The
and it
best thing is
surprised me.
whenever I call home, घर phone करता हूँ जब भी from last 2-3 months I got hat trick ये कि अच्छा हाँ phone आया था मुबारकबाद देने का. But I'm happy कि इसे नहीं पता cricket का इतना, because when I go back I don't want to talk about cricket, discuss about cricket. Imagine my wife is saying यार तूने performance नहीं की. I would
Yeah,
say
you know.
excuse me. So it's better कि you know she doesn't talk about cricket at all.
I wanted to ask you, do sportsmen have that extra edge of aggression and competition, whereby they need an outlet in sport?
I think so. I think the ones who are successful do have that extra edge. I mean, I can tell how one of the boys is feeling just by watching his body language.
Can you?
You see them start off when they come into the team, and they're just totally different. Not maybe physically, but the body language is different. And in 1 or 2 good games, and the eyes light up, the shoulders are back, head is high. People like Sachin, I would say. I mean, like I said, I don't know him as a person
But tell me.
or his game, but I think he's got the ability to concentrate. Now that is a very strong plus point, and I'm sure it'll work in other fields as well.
Because you're described as tough, intense, and aggressive on the field. What do you like off the field?
I think you should ask.
Nothing
Huma.
like that.
No,
Nothing
not
like-
at
he's
all.
I think
totally
I take
different.
out my aggression on the field.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, he's a totally different person, because initially when we got married, someone said, you know, he's such an aggressive player, and I actually had to sit down and see him playing to see that side of him, because I had never seen that side of him.
Do you get tension when you watch Wasim playing, when it's a
Simi,
India
I don't
Pak
watch
match?
much. I really don't.
Not even in an India-Pakistan match.
No.
I'm glad to hear that one Pakistani is saying this.
No. In fact, at
Thank
times
you.
I say I hope they win.
You hope
Whatever.
who wins?
The other team,
India.
or whoever the other team is, because
Why?
sometimes I feel the boys are sort of their psyche is going low, or the confidence is not. So I think, you know, maybe if they don't play that well, then the other team
या
will.
आपने मुझे कभी नहीं बताया पहले.
I have told you. I've mentioned
Okay.
it. I hope the other one
Must
wins.
have. Must.
You don't want to hear that bit.
Have you been able to help any of the other cricketers?
A couple of them.
Do you want to tell me who they are?
Yes, Saklan Mushtaq. Worked with him a bit. Before these boys went on the tour, who's the young boy?
Shoaib.
No, not Shoaib. The one with the mustaches.
Arshad.
Arshad, yes. Arshad, I had a brief chat with him. I'd like to think that's what helped him out, because I heard he did well.
Yeah, I mean, he told me after that game, after the 2 or 3 games at whatever Huma, he told me, and I think it's working. Positive thinking.
Again,
that's all,
very
simple.
basic, just
Basic.
really, really basic stuff.
But you know something, you've got a real unfair advantage in having her.
At home.
I think there should be a law
I think you
against
should pay
it. Can't be allowed. I mean, you know, we are playing with how many cricketers, how many people now when we play against
Well,
Pakistan?
I can
one
help
extra every
anyone.
time.
There's no
One
problem
extra,
with that.
Yeah.
No? Wasim has changed a lot in this new comeback, this recent comeback as a captain. He's become a lot more mature and calm. He's become a leader. Don't you find that?
I do.
I'm not
he's
trying anymore.
learned from his mistakes. You know, Simi, that's something, that's part of his personality. He has this ability to just bounce back. It's in his own personality. I haven't done that to him. He's always had it. He's a fighter and he gets back. So, and not just in cricket, in everything. And he's very strong mentally. That helps.
How much is your wife responsible for the person you are today?
I think about 60 to 70%, and that's a lot. आई थिंक काफ़ी हेल्प किया मेरी वाइफ ने मेरी बहुत ज़्यादा और कर भी रही हैं और करती भी रहेंगी होपफुली.
Yeah. Well, it's been such a pleasure talking to you both. I've really had a wonderful time.
Thank you very
I
much.
would want to thank you so much for this rendezvous.
Thanks.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks.